the idea is to start by getting nice and settled on your chair. Ideally a chair without arms, although it's not impossible, you could have arms as well. And just settle on the chair. We'll just give it another moment. If you are joining, get a chance to say hi, that's great, so that I know you're here, but otherwise that's perfectly fine as well. And it's also a good idea to put your devices on silent or do not disturb or airplane mode, and to just have this break for yourself. So just settling now onto the chair and bring your focus to your breath. So ideally you have your feet evenly on the floor, you let your arms just rest however's comfortable in your lap. Try and have your back fairly straight and start to observe the breath. The breath in, the breath out. Breathing in and out. Just let your breath flow for a moment as you settle into your space of yoga. And I thought we'd do some infinity breathing, which I'll explain to you. So basically, if you can picture an infinity sign or a figure eight sign, but it's sort of up the figure eight configuration. And then as you breathe in your mind, you draw the top half of that figure eight. And as you breathe out, you draw the lower half. So the inhale, you pause at the middle, and then the exhale, which might be a little bit slower, so that loop might be a little bit bigger, and then pause. So you just inhale and do the top bit of the loop, and then pause, and then exhale and do the bottom bit of the loop. So just making that figure eight. So inhale, the top bit. This is in your own time. Then pause, and then exhale, do that bottom loop. Just in your mind. Inhale, the top loop. Pause, exhale, the bottom loop. Back to the center. Pause. So just keep that going in your mind, in your own time. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. Just drawing that infinity sign or that figure eight sign for a few more rounds, just in your own time. Good, so someone else has joined us, so that's great. So we're just working with infinity breathing, just a couple more rounds. So inhaling, drawing the top half of that symbol 8 or infinity. As you exhale, you draw the bottom half in your mind. Inhale, draw that top loop, pause, exhale, draw that bottom loop in your mind. It might be a bit bigger than the top one. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause, keep going, slowly. Of course, anytime you just need to return to your natural breath, then you do. And there's a couple more people joining, that's great. And now allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. And let's have a wriggle of the fingers. And then we're going to do that infinity sign on its side as it's meant to be, just with one arm and hand. So we're just drawing that infinity sign, starting to move your fingers, wrist, elbows and shoulder. And then let's go back the other way. Draw the infinity sign in the other direction. Just also getting a slight twist in the torso as you do that as well. Good, and then let that arm rest, and let's do it with the other arm. Doing that infinity sign, sideways figure 8 with the arm. Starting to get a little bit warmed up. And then back the other way. Always just doing what your body allows you to do. And then let's do both arms together. And then back the other way. And then place the arms down and just feel the warmth through the upper body and arms. And let's wriggle our toes and ankles. Just making whatever movements in the toes and ankles feel good for you. And then put one foot down and let's start doing that sideways figure 8 or that infinity sign with one foot. And you can make it a small movement, or you could even lift the thigh off the chair a little bit and make it a larger movement if you can. Just do what you can. And then back the other way. As large or as small as suits you. And then plant that foot down. And let's do the other leg. So just small infinity sort of sign movements, or lifting the thigh up a bit more. And perhaps, and you could support it if you wanted, perhaps doing bigger movements. Just do what's good for you. And then back the other way. Great work for the hip flexors. And then popping that leg down. And let's just see if we can do both legs together. Just keep it small, that's fine. And back in the other direction. Don't think my infinity signs are too pretty. And then drop the feet down and just feel how you've perhaps warmed up that whole, the legs quite sufficiently. And now we'll think about the upper body. So let's inhale and take your arms up. And exhale, bring them down. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Do 3 more of those. So just in your own time, arms up and down. Inhale, up. Breathing through the nose if you can. And down. And 1 more. And of course, if the arm movement doesn't suit you, you can do a smaller movement. Now we're adding a twist. So we'll bring the arms up and then twist. So one hand comes down maybe to the opposite thigh or the edge of the chair. The other hand comes behind. And then back to center. Arms up and round to the other side. So it's inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, arms up, and going. Inhale up, exhale, twist, inhale up, exhale, twist. We'll do 3 more of those. Inhale to center, exhale, twist, inhale, center, exhale, twist. 2 more. And twist, and up, and twist, and then 1 more to each side. And then up and back to center, just resting for a moment, observing perhaps the shoulders and arms starting to feel a little bit warmer. And let's just gently turn your head and look over one shoulder and back to center, over the other shoulder. Inhale, center, exhale, over. Inhale, center, exhale, over. Back to center. Let the ear drop over to your shoulder. Back to center, over to the other shoulder, back to center, over, back to center, over, back to center. This time we take the ear over and just bring your hand up and gently press so that your ear is pressing down towards your shoulder. Try and just have the other shoulder quite relaxed. And then if you like, you can press your head back towards your hands. So back into this side. And you just feel that stretch through the neck. Just breathe here. Don't do anything too strong. Just nice, gentle stretch. And then gently release. Notice how that feels. And then we'll go the other way. Take the ear over. The arm comes up and over. You're just sort of pressing the side of your head. Push the ear down towards your shoulder. And if you want a bit more stretch, you just press the head back in towards the hand. Just feeling that stretch along the side of the neck. Breathing here. And then gently release and roll the shoulders around and back the other way. And then open the arms and just bend the elbows. And then hands stay on the shoulders, and let's do some nice big shoulder circles. And then back the other way, seeing if you can bring the elbow tips together at the front. It doesn't matter if you can't. And then take hold of your opposite elbow and let's just circle. And then circle back the other way. And gently release. Now we're going to take the side of the chair and bring the arm up and over, so feeling a side stretch. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, over. Back to center and over. And back to center and over. Back to center, inhaling, exhale over, inhale center, exhale over, keep going. One more to each side. And then back to center. So feeling now that upper torso, shoulders, neck getting nice and warm. And let's inhale, take the arms up and down. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, down. Inhale, up. And exhale down. So now here's an option. Inhale up and stand up if you wish. And exhale down. Inhale up, stand if you wish. And down. Inhale up. And down. Just do what you can. 3 more of those. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale and exhale, and last one, and down. Good, and just observe how that feels. So now we've warmed up through the body. We're coming into a twist that we'll hold. So we take one hand over to the opposite leg, the other hand round behind. And we're just going to hold this twist. So you look around over that shoulder as best you can without yanking your neck. You don't let your head drop back. You don't let the chin come down. And we're just going to hold it here and breathe. Looking around over that shoulder and feeling that squeeze through the middle. Gently bring your gaze back to center, arms and torso back to center. Then take your hand to the opposite leg, the other hand behind, and twisting and looking around over your shoulder. Creating length as you breathe in, gently twisting as you breathe out. And then gently gaze back to center, arms and torso back to center. We'll hold the side stretch now, so grabbing the side of your chair and bringing the arm up and over, or just grab it wherever's comfortable for you. I'd even want to bring the top hand over and across. That might feel more secure. Just do what feels good for you. So you're feeling a stretch down that side, trying not to flop forward or flop back. And if this is too strong for your shoulder, then of course just bring it down. Breathing here. And then back to center. And then either taking your hand to the side of the chair and bringing the arm up and over, or even reaching across to your opposite leg, just whatever gives you good sense of support, starting to really feel that stretch along the side, breathing here. Good. And then inhale back to center. Feel that sense of lift and length through your body. And now gently arch back, so find somewhere that you can hold your hands and just lift your chest You don't have to look up. If it's better for you to keep your chin down, that's fine. But otherwise, just arching back here, breathing. Chin comes forward and then coming back to center. And now we're lifting up if you can. So this may not work for everyone. We'll just see how we go. If you can pick up one foot and place it on your knee of the other leg, that would be great. If you can't, then just bring it up even just a little way. And some of you might even find that you can lift it up further. And you just get to a point where you feel a stretch, and we're going to hold it there. So you probably feel this through your buttock of the bent leg. Try and sit up nice and straight, so having your leg on the foot left resting on the leg is plenty. Maybe even gently encouraging that knee away or lifting it up further. Do what's good for you. And just breathing here. And then gently release, and let's place the other foot just on the knee, or if that doesn't work, just wherever you get along that shin, just a little way. If you're here, stay with this and gently encourage the knee away, or if you think you've got more space to move, even lifting it up higher. And just breathing here and probably feeling that stretch through the outer thigh and buttock. Breathing here. Good. And then gently release. So I mentioned earlier that you may want to have a strap. This would be something you would pick up now if you like. And we're going to lift up one arm. You've got that strap, if you've got one, a belt, a sock, whatever you like. Bend the elbow and then give it a push. And then if it suits you, sweep the other arm around and just bring the hands towards each other. So you might grab the other end. So you might find that your hands connect, you might find they don't. Then the idea here is to drop the shoulders and draw the elbows back. And just breathe here. Feeling that resistance through the upper chest. And then gently release, roll the shoulders around, put your strap or whatever you've got, if you're using it, in the other hand, lift that arm up, bend the elbow, give it a little push, and then slide the other hand around. So the hands may or may not connect, it doesn't matter. Drop the shoulders, draw the elbows back, just hold it here, breathe. This is a great movement for good posture, particularly we tend to get a little bit rounded, round-shouldered. This is a nice counter to that, if your shoulders will do it. So you might be doing a completely different version. You might just have one arm up, or you only have the underneath arm doing it. Do what's good for you. And then gently release and just roll the shoulders down. Lastly, opening the arms wide and give yourself a big hug. Lastly, the movement part. Nice big hug because you deserve it. And then open the arms wide and cross them the other way. Again, a lovely, nice, big hug. And then gently release. So we're going to move into a meditation. And I was just reaching for my mala beads because I'm going to offer you a mantra, and so I'll just be counting them with the beads. So just a little bit about this mantra, surrender. You might want to warm up a bit, putting your layers back over you if you've stripped a layer, and we're just going to sit in the chair. You can have your feet comfortably on the floor, you can lean back if that feels good, you can have your hands just however feels comfortable for you. And we use a mantra to fill our mental space with something so that we're not full of everything else. And eventually the mantra is just the bridge across into meditation. After a while you might find that you can drop the mantra and just be quiet. But you can come back to it as often as you like as well. And this week I'm offering surrender as our mantra. And surrender does not mean giving up, giving in, putting up the white flag, nothing I can do anymore, I give up. Surrender in this context as a mantra for meditation is surrendering the mind into quietness so that you can just let go of all of that busyness. But in a bigger context in your life, it's also a recognition that we can surrender to what is, instead of having in our mind that it shouldn't be like this, and really it just shouldn't, to somehow finding an okayness with how things are. And when we find okayness with how things are, when we surrender to what is, that then frees up all that mental angst when we're arguing with reality to do then whatever else we might need to do, to create space for living, for life. So give it a try and see how you go. If you don't like it, don't do it, that's fine. So getting comfortable, you can choose to keep your eyes open, or I invite you to close your eyes. Surrender, 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 So just notice for that short practice of meditation how you feel. Is there a sense of quiet and calm? Does that become apparent in this few minutes of meditation? Just notice. And if not, that's okay too. So let's just have a little wriggle, a little stretch, and we'll finish our practice with 3 big breaths. So let's inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And one more. Inhale and exhale. And bringing your hands together. Thank you everyone. I hope you feel great after the practice. Do come and just give me a little thumbs up or a little bit of feedback if you wish. Thank you. Namaste.